Hold on.
Peace and Black Power family, what's happening?
Salute, Sauce.
See, you got that motherfucking light in the background and shit. Y'all know the Telescope channel? Neighborhood show, you know the Telescope channel?
The Telescope channel, shout out to you, man. Hit that like button. Y'all niggas get to class.
Don't listen to the Telescope channel. He's a fool. Let him die by himself.
Subscribe to Telescope channel. You got a lot of if you like to get into intellectual shit as well, he got a lot of dope content. You know what I mean? Check his channel out. He opened he asks a lot of deeper questions, a lot of, how you call it? He opens discussions. Like, he make that type of content.
Solo shooter. But aside from that, the New York Post is right now reporting the shooter to be 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. They've got a photograph there that has been published again. This is the New York Post. It's an image of what appears to be that shooter on the roof with blood on his face and security standing over his body. That there, one of the images of the day, the 20-year-old shooter there on the roof, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Again, this is according to the New York Post, a little over 100 meters away from where Donald Trump was giving that campaign speech. So let's back things up and recap what's happened today. There has been an assassination attempt on the former US President Donald Trump as he was campaigning in Butler in Pennsylvania early today. Donald Trump was grazed by a bullet on his ear, his right ear, and he has been discharged from hospital. That's the good news. He had reportedly been taken to be treated in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania after a shooting at that nearby campaign rally. He's now been discharged, or has left the county where the shooting took place, and is under the protection of US Secret Service as well as the state police. So this is what we know about the shooting so far. The former president and the current challenger had been holding a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, when audience members reported hearing multiple gunshots. It's not just audience members. That video that's beaming around the world now, we can all hear multiple gunshots. Trump then seen falling to the ground after clutching his ear, where he was quickly surrounded by his armed security staff, the Secret Service. He was then escorted away from the scene. The Secret Service says Trump is now safe and has launched protective measures. So backing things up again, this is the moment that the shooting took place.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Hold, when you're ready, on you. Ready? Move, move, go. Guys here. You ready? We good. Shooters down. Are we good to move? Let's go. We're clear. Let me get my shoes. I got you. Let me get my shoes. Hold on your head. Watch out. Wait.
Hey, what's going on, family? Peace and blessings to the tribe. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. But so a little update just on the Trump thing. Everybody been talking about it. I mean, I couldn't believe that it really happened. Everything didn't really go as planned at the rally. Well, not saying I want anything to happen. I'm just saying that whatever they had planned, you know, as you can see, it didn't go well. Those last couple of shots, I heard two different rifles. So I'm suspecting that that's when they got up there and they got the dude and, you know, knocked him down. But I see, as you can see, like, they kind of got it like blurred out. I can't put too much on the channel like that, you know what I'm saying? But it really looked like a snuff picture. Like, they wanted to show off that they had then got this dude and anybody else that try this is how your ass gonna be. You're gonna be standing over your ass 3 deep with assault rifles and night vision in the daytime. Why? I mean, unless it was probably like, going through tunnels, and they had a backup team going through tunnels and stuff like that with the night vision searching for stuff, or but yeah, that was a crazy situation. They said that attempt on a presidential life, hasn't happened in maybe like 39 years, almost 40 years. So they said that was crazy. Another thing that was wild too, like, I mean, just to throw it out there now that we having a conversation, because it's more out there. So the guy who allegedly, who they had the pictures of, and it was allegedly his body, he was on the ground, but his face was blurred out. You couldn't see his face, none of that. They ain't gonna show that, But just because that very reason, who's to say that, because they got sharpshooters, people that can like literally graze your ear, like shoot that close to you. They like on a dime with the degrees and the winds and stuff like that, like how they supposed to shoot, and they probably done tested this out before. This could be some, I don't know, man, but that's crazy, bro. I don't know, bro. I do want to say it could have been like not so much as a hoax, but when you think about it, he could have had it done, because in a sense, like, look how everybody just started to go crazy once they seen that he was good. Like, oh man, like Trump done got shot at, like, and he lived, like, so it's kind of making him seem like a hero in a sense. You feel me? The whole, and that's just, I mean, I'm not saying that it is, I'm not saying that it isn't though. In this day and time, I wouldn't be surprised. You feel me? Because like, it's like they do it for clout, for real. So like, I wouldn't even be surprised. Like that whole act right there probably won some more voters over, just because of that simple act of what happened, how he took it on the chin, how he put his arm up. He was still sticking his head out, putting his arm, putting his fist up. That act right there just might probably have them want him the whole election. Now, I feel like it was strategic. It could have been a sharpshooter that did that and like knew like the degrees and how the wind was blowing and everything, and like, pew, that's the chance you're taking for the election. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and they probably done practiced it already on the other like cadets or beginning people or something like that. But because I feel like if you could shoot an apple with an arrow, you could damn sure shoot a bullet with like a strawberry. You feel me? Like, you could damn sure like hit a strawberry with a bullet. But that whole thing was just crazy, man. Like, that's one for the books, man. I seen it live. That's one for the books, man, right there in my generation. Because I don't really remember the JFK generation and stuff like that. And even that, like, they was pinpoint on, like, when they did JFK dirty and they knocked him down, they was pinpoint on. They said that like he damn near got shot from 3 angles. So what is it in this wide podium, like, like in this wide open, nobody in the back got shot. They said 2 was dead, but nobody in the back got shot. You know what I'm saying? You seeing people standing up in the background, like they not shooting. You feel me? Like, people got their phones out and stuff like that. It also, like, it just seemed like some people didn't know what was really going on, and I think some people heard it. You know what I'm saying? He came up with his ear bleeding. Once he ducked, he came up with his ear bleeding. But I remember seeing him touch his ear. Like, who touching their ear in the middle of, I mean, I don't know. He probably didn't know what was going on. They had to register for real. But it's just a lot of questionable things in that whole video. You got to keep on watching it. But it's a lot of questionable things in that whole video. Like, why the people in the back was like still standing up when his shots fired. Some people pulling out their phones, and then you got other people that's like directly behind him. They see one of the dudes look like he about to try to jump in on top of the Secret Service, but he don't want to get shot. But like looking like an attacker, you feel me? Imagine that. But yeah, it just, that whole situation, I believe was, it could have been orchestrated. I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm not saying that it was, bro. But all I know is like, it's questionable stuff around that whole situation. Like, even the guy that they killed was a white dude. Like, for the most part, a lot of white people like Trump. So like the guy that they standing over is like a white dude. I feel like if it was a black dude, it would have been kind of like, you know, too obvious, or like, you know, that they probably staged it or made it up. And if it was a Hispanic dude, I just think that it probably wouldn't even really make too much sense. So I feel like they went with the white dude to kind of like disguise it. But it was, I mean, it could be good and bad, I could say, but I just feel like it was a bad cleanup. It was a bad cleanup because like you got these 3 dudes standing over one body, and they said 2 people were shot. I don't know who the second person was, whether it was an officer in duty or was it a second shooter. I'm not sure, but yeah, like that was weird. That was weird, and they saying that the dude was a lone wolf. They did say that he was a lone wolf, so it couldn't have been a second shooter. But why would you go as a lone wolf on a mission like that? Like, of all days. And another thing I was thinking too, like, they gonna also start putting like he was so wide, and like somebody of his stature, his controversial, like how controversial he is, and somebody of his stature and his magnitude should never be out in the open like that, because his life is constantly a target. I don't care how much Secret Service you got, they ain't got bulletproof heads, and none of these people got on helmets, and none of that. You know what I'm saying? So like these people standing over you and like trying to cover you and stuff like that, that ain't really meaning nothing, because they gonna get their head knocked off. It's like they to prevent anybody dying and getting their head knocked off, need to put a shield around the man or whatever. Like any person, not even just him. Just from now on, I feel like that's what they're gonna start to do. They're gonna start to like probably bring like a little portable, you know, bulletproof, where they can just unfold it or put the pieces together to it or whatever. And it's clear, you know, it's translucent or transparent or whatever you want to call it. You can see through it, and they might put that up and then have him talking inside of that, like maybe like a little bubble, you know, have him talking inside of that, because right now, boy, these elections getting dangerous right now, boy. This shit done turned to the streets, man. And I hate to say it, but it's like the culture that the world is adapting now. It's just like everything is about violence. Everything is like me, not you. I gotta be first. No, I'm not helping. Like, you know, like it's no more like really people fighting for unity or people trying to work together. It's no more that. You rarely see that. That's why when it does approach you, you gotta cherish it. But it's like you don't really see people like having unity and trying to work together and work as a tribe and stuff like that. You know, especially in certain cultures for real too, whether it may be black, white, Hispanic. Everybody got they own, like, you know, troubles that go on within their culture. But speaking for my culture, it's like it's definitely it's not a lot of unity. You know what I'm saying? My race of people, it's not a lot of unity. We do unify now. There's some of us that will unify, but it's not a lot of unity. And also in white culture too, it's not a lot of unity. On certain bases it is, when it's like a financial thing or something like that. But and if y'all in the same, you know, class bracket and stuff like that, because I seen some of my white homies get treated worse by white people than me. You feel me? Because they feel like you white, like why the hell, like you don't got it already, like you supposed to been, you know, up, or like shit, you white privilege, like you supposed to been surpassed that. Like I don't have white friends that's their parents feel like they disappointed and they feel like they should have did more with their white privilege. You feel me? And I hate to make things a race thing, but that's the world that we live in. You got to talk about it. If you don't talk about it, then it's like we know it's there. It's like we just like lying to ourselves in a sense. Like I think when you're grown, you shouldn't be handled with kid gloves. And kids should learn only early on about that, but about race and stuff like that. But they should. I feel like they should be like more coddled with it, or even just told a straight up truth, but like not to like, you know, make them like a cult or anything. You know what I'm saying? Not to like turn them out to make them like hate other people, but to like let them know what's going on as far as like race. Because as a black kid, like you can't just send your kids out there, especially your black sons out there, and them not knowing about race and how the world works and what goes on. You know, you sending him out there to a death trap. That's just as a black person, from our culture. But and I can't speak about as far as a white person walking out the door as a white man, because I had never been. But I've had white friends that have been chastised too by their peers just because they white, or they've been chastised by their family as well. You feel me? Because their family want them to do better. But you know, it's different stuff. It's different stuff in different cultures. I just think that like it's mandatory that you teach your kids about culture, because that's the world that we live in, race and culture and stuff like that. You look different, I look different, and people see different things, so they're gonna speak on it. You know, like, oh, I wasn't raised like that, so I'm gonna speak on how you was raised because I wasn't raised like that. That's something new to them. Whether they speak about it in a positive or a negative way, it's still something that's fun to them. So of course, like, obviously, if viewing it, they gonna have their own opinion. So yeah, on this channel, we see past race, we talk about it, we put it on the table, and that is that. You know what I'm saying? That's actually how I started off my channel. I might get back to doing that for y'all, but this whole situation, I mean, you would say it's about race if it was a black dude, but it was a white dude that did it. So that kind of like, and then like how everything was going on, it just makes it seem somewhat scripted. You know what I'm saying? You're not hearing too much about it. They're not putting I don't know if they're making a profile or what now, but they're not putting the shooter's like face up there and nothing like that. I know they're probably not trying to like glorify him and show more of Trump, but it's like we want to see the shooter. Like, y'all just showed us a snuff picture with a blurred out top half of somebody's body because y'all saying that they was dead, and 3 guys standing over them with assault rifles. You feel me? We want to see the actual picture of this dude. So that was weird in itself. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna blabber on too much, man. Y'all just make sure y'all hit that like button. I appreciate the support. These videos are doing numbers now. We going up. I'm back in the algorithm. Obviously, I gotta be back in the algorithm. The algorithm has been blessing me and treat me good, but only because y'all been blessing me and liking these videos. So make sure that y'all like this video. Make sure that y'all comment on this video so I can get more engagement and interaction with y'all. And if you happen to catch it live, if I premiere this and you catch it live, make sure you just go on the live and then comment or something like that. You know, throw the telescopes for me, man. You know what I'm saying? But make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Peace and blessings to the tribe. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. You're now watching Telescope Channel.